always good to hear that big radio. Take care. Have a blessed day, and Nickel's eating back.
A triple nickel. Your friend 612 Skip Chunky waving. How about a triple nickel? 612 Skip Chunky waving. See if you can hear me. Maybe we don't have conditions today. How about a DX land? 612 West Coast to Canada break. I just turned it on too, so if you're out there, join in. How about a DX land? 612 West Coast to Canada waving. How's this radio making it out, man? How are we making it out? 612 West Coast to Canada break. How about that triple nickel? How about a triple nickel Razorback 612 West Coast to Canada? Hey, Missouri, you're sounding good on the West Coast to Canada. 612 waving. That's not good. I'm going to put some tape on this sucker. I got to put some tape on this microphone. Logan, good to see you in there, man. Logan from the Bluegrass State. Nickel in the Razorback, Arkansas. A triple nickel, 612 West Coast to Canada breaking. You're not hearing me today. A triple nickel, Hog Yard 612 West Coast to Canada. Skip Chunky waving. I don't have conditions right now, man. Hello from Oklahoma, 316. Hawkeye said that. Waving back at you, bro. I was getting out better in my mobile. Where is my tape, man? I can see the microphone cords here. I don't like it. Taping her up, man. How about a DX land? 612 West Coast to Canada break. How about a triple nickel? You copy 612 West Coast to Canada? Doubled with him. I'm going to turn up the power here. I'm on channel 28 right now. How about a DX land? 612 West Coast to Canada. 612 West Coast to Canada waving. Oh. Hawkeye. Hey, Hawkeye, we got you, man. We're doing the live stream. You're on the live stream. Hawkeye, 612 Skip Chunky waving. Now I'm getting out. Hawkeye, we're waving. Sandbagger, Mobile, Missouri, we're waving back at you. Got the live stream video gate rolling, and you definitely made the gate. 612 Skip Chunky waving. Hawkeye, I hear you. Take care, Sandbagger. Hey, Hawkeye, bring it back. Hawkeye, 612 West Coast to Canada. Afternoon wave from the Gulf Islands. How about it, Hawkeye? You still in there? Come on, Hawkeye. 612 West Coast to Canada. We heard you. I hear you. I'm on channel 28. I hear Hawkeye in there. I hear you in there, man. There's a train wreck in there, but I hear Hawkeye. Hey, Hawkeye, we hear you, buddy. We definitely hear you. It's a train wreck on this channel, but you're definitely making it through. Hawkeye, we're waving from this Pacific, well, we'll say the Pacific coast of Canada. North Pacific off the west coast of Canada.
And forward. Hawkeye, we're going to take a standby there and let you do your thing because we like that, what you're doing. And the flag got a northeast corner Oklahoma, 316 Hawkeye working.
Listen to that. Hey, Hawkeye, you're blowing smoke, dude. Hey, Hawkeye, you are shaking the radio room. 612 Skip Junkie said that. Oh, man, you came in loud. Did you crank up the horsepower there, man? Holy smokers. Scared me for a second. Felt like you're going to jump out of the radio, Hawkeye. All right, Hawkeye, take care, buddy. 612 Skip Junkie, we're reading the mail. Wow. Hawkeye's the loudest sounding station on 28. How about that triple nickel, Razorback, triple nickel? You still in there? Your friend 612 waiting. 612, west coast of Canada, break.
Well, you're a little tight around the edges, to be honest.
How about a DX land? How about a DX land, 612, west coast of Canada, break.
No, you said you had a special on it. It just sounded like a little tight around the edges, so.
It's funny, it's almost kind of fading out a little bit on 28.
Okay, well.
I'm going to go down a little bit. I'm going to go down to 915. How about a DX land? How about a DX land? You copy 612, west coast of Canada? We're waving at anybody out there sandbagging. There's somebody out there. How about Missouri Moonshiner? How about a Missouri Moonshiner, 612, west coast of Canada, break. 612, skip junkie. 612, skip junkie. We're listening. Getting a lot of noise, man. A lot of QRM. Here we go. Breaker channel. Break. 905. You guys are blowing smoke, man, out here on the Gulf Islands off the Pacific coast of Canada. 612, skip junkie, waving. Whereabouts are you? Whereabouts? What's your QTH? Oh, you're in Ohio, man. You're sounding good, bud. Okay, Ohio, you're making a good trip out here. Long haul from Ohio out here to the Gulf Islands of Canada. 612 waving. Static levels right in there with them. You as well, buddy. Save those flowers for yourself. You sound like a local out here. I got you on the video gate. We got the YouTube live stream CB radio video gate going right now, and you definitely made the gate, my man. Sounding good. Have a good day out there in the Buckeyes. 612, reading the mail. Cheers to you.
Oh, Cherokee's clear.
Hey, Cherokee, 612, waving. How about a Cherokee? 612.
Hello, how you doing?
Holy crikey, man, you coming in loud.
Yeah, there's somebody else out there with you, but yeah, you were booming right on in here.
Now you're booming in too. I got the live stream video gate going right now, buddy. So, hey, they can hear you out there. You're sounding good, man.
Well, yeah, it's awesome you're moving in here. Man, it's been quiet all day out here in Oklahoma. I ain't heard hardly anything.
I've been working it out on my vehicle. I was out on my mobile this morning, worked a few stations here and there. And it's kind of like we got a lot of static in here today, a lot of QRM. And it's not a lot of DX, but it's out there, but not like the usual days.
That's working then, isn't it? I love the antennas I have.
Yeah, what were you running again, man? You're running a beam, right?
Yeah, PDL 4s, 4 elements, not 2. custom made antennas, 2 of them.
That's right. I remember you saying that. So you hear that, guys out there? PDL4s. Back in the day, everybody used to run the PDL2s made by Avanti. They're awesome antennas.
612, that was a train wreck. There was 2 or 3 people talking.
I'll turn it up a bit there. Is that a little bit better? Hello.
Oh, yeah, a lot better.
Okay, I'm on my RCI 2970DX here, so just running the power out of the radio. But yeah, man, you're booming and man, like lighting up all the bars. Super loud as any local.
Is that right? Wow. Yeah, I love that. My buddy that does it. I just always said back, man, it's working excellent. I'm really proud of it.
Oh yeah, you should be, man. Are you on the flat side? Are you on the flat side or vertical? Hey Cherokee, are you on the flat side?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, that really helps. I can't wait to get a beam back up, man. That's my next thing. Definitely got to get a beam.
It helps, man. There's times that can go from vertical to horizontal, and that's just like changing the channel. Whole set of people talk, different people talking.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? And how's this side rejection and all that? You can block people out if you don't want to hear them.
Oh, it's tight, man. It's almost impossible to follow a vehicle on a highway. But, yeah, if I can just do it just a little bit, 10, 12 degrees, I'm off with people.
That's unreal, man. That sounds like a super cool setup. I've never seen PDL4s before, man. You got to love it. So they're stacked, right? You got a boom between them.
18 feet apart.
That is so cool. Stacked PDL4s. That's insane. They're like moonrakers, little moonrakers.
Yeah, that's what they look like. A wire around all of them. They look almost identical. Except they still got the round loop.
Davey boy, 100. Good to see you in there, man. 26915 AM.
But he does it all. Homemade parts, all the elements he wanted, and he makes all the M and matches himself.
What's the height you have on those things? Like, are they a wavelength up or a couple wavelengths?
Full wavelength.
Beautiful. Yeah, like when I ran my high gain eliminator 2 full quad beam, it was a 2 element. It was up, 36 foot, 30 foot tower, 6 foot of mass. It worked pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, isn't it? Yeah, I'm impressed.
Oh, yeah, no, it's very impressive. If you could hear how good you sound, like I say, I'm running a live stream video gate right now. There's people tuned in from all over, so you can actually watch it on my YouTube channel, and you can hear how good you sound.
All right, I'll do that as well.
Yeah, you go to Jungle Joe C Video Gates, right? That's my radio channel, Jungle Joe C, like Charlie Video Gates, and I do live streams on here, and you're on it, man, and you are sounding like you sound like you're sitting next to me.
Wow, that's awesome to hear. I appreciate you telling me that. I don't hear it half the time. I have heard it on your video games before. I've listened to it a few times. I got it down here.
Okay, yeah, man, you can check this one out, Cherokee, because like I say, there's a few people in there right now watching. And doesn't he sound good, you guys? Doesn't this guy sound amazing? He's like just blowing smoke. It's great because I can communicate with the people on my live stream, and then I can communicate with them here on the radio as well at the same time.
Roger that. Yeah, pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's cool, man. You got a good setup. What was your radio again?
Right now, I'm on a Codex 7.
Oh, those are good, man. Love those radios.
Yeah, I do too. I like it a lot.
That one's got 10 meter in it, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like the RCIs. Yeah, it goes up and down and all around.
It's real similar. Yes, to the 2980.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I know the one. Yeah, I have a 2980 beside me, or WX. And I'm pretty happy with that radio.
Yeah, they're good radios, though.
They sure are. Yeah. And then, I got some old school stuff here I've been running. I got my old TRC 48 23 channel circa 1975 with a Siltronics VFO hooked up to it. So it gives me, up and down and all around. And then I got a static hooked up to that with a little 200 watt kicker. So I've been shooting a lot of skip on it. It's kind of fun on that old school radio.
Yeah, it is. But I enjoy them old school radios, though.
I love them, man. I still use my 458. I got a couple 458s. I got one sitting under me here, and they work good. Amazing, like I've had them all these years, and these things still work fine.
100 RMS, not peak power.
Yeah, the crystal radios, that 23 channel TRC 48. I think that sucker's got crystals in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can still buy that stuff on eBay. You know, I bought that at a flea market in 1981, so I've had it a long time.
Yeah, you have. Wow.
I'll never forget it. I bought my TRC 30A at a flea market. I still have a TRC 30A. I bought the TRC 48 from a technician guy in 1981, so that's 40. Well, it'll be coming up 42 years. And I had that thing sitting in the shed. Sit it on the shelf, collect more dust. And then about 3-4 weeks ago, I figured, you know what? I'm going to see if this thing still works. Of course, it works.
That's good. I ain't got no scratching this neither, does it?
No, your audio's good. What are you running for, Mike?
Yeah, it's got a D104, Silver Eagle.
Oh, yeah, nice, man. Love the Silver Eagles. I got a couple of lollipops here, and I'm running a D104 handheld right now. I hope my audio is half as good as yours.
Oh, yeah, you sound really good in there.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks, man. I got it set at 6, so I don't have it up all the way, but yeah, your audio is really loud.
I got the bottom of it. I turn it all the way down to the left, and I just barely crank it open an eighth of a turn, maybe. That's all I do. And on the radio,
listen to this guy.
It's on 3.
Cobra 148 GTL. Cal, good to see you in there.
Swing into 8 on that. On the radio by itself, just like that.
Wow, it's amazing. It is amazing, man. You sound so good. I think there's a break in there too, Cherokee. Hey, if there's a break in there, go ahead. Go ahead, breaker. Cal, it's 14 degrees here right now. 14. Did you hear that guy in there, Cherokee?
Yeah, it's got a common Saturn, he says.
Oh, cool. I'll shut the door.
Where you at?
Try.
I don't know where you at, though.
We do a live stream. They're pretty popular radio, those Connex Saturn. I talked to a lot of people with those. They're great.
Yeah, I've had the regulator go out at it quite a few times.
Is that right, eh? The only thing I've had with this problems with this RCI is the wire harness in the back kind of got fried up and loose and would pop out all the time. And then the radio would cut out. I'd be talking to somebody like you and then it'd go dead. It's like, oh, I got so pissed off. So I just had one come last week in the mail. I actually found one on eBay from a radio store. So it was $60 with tax and everything. So it's a lot better now. It doesn't cut out.
Yeah, that's a lot better. Well, good deal. It's always better when things are working right on.
It sure is, man. It drives me crazy. Like I'd be talking to somebody like you, and then all of a sudden the wire harness would have a bad connection in the back, and then it'd be dead. And the person that's talking to me is like, what happened?
Yeah, they're waiting for something to come back. I've been there and done that as well.
Yeah. So anyway, it's working, and I just fixed up the one in my mobile too. I had some loose wires in that, so that's okay. My mobile, I'm running an old school Citizen MPL5. I bought that in the 70s, late 70s. So old school radio, but, I have all the extras put in. I put the extras in it, back 40 something years ago, and still working, man.
Yeah, good radio. Take care of them. They don't use nothing. They'll last a long time. I got a few old radios here. I got that old HR 2510, that President is still in the box. Looks brand new.
Oh, I like Presidents, man. See, those are good radios, too.
Yeah, they are. For one thing, they came out with a 10-meter rig, and man, they worked out pretty good for us in 11 meters.
They did. I got a couple of friends here on Salt Spring, on our island here, that bought the President Washington. And then I got one friend here that's kind of techie-like, so he actually converted his where it's got the 11 meter in it, same with the other guy. But they're nice little radios, but they're not much into talking on radios. They just have them kind of like for emergency. Me, I like to talk.
Pretty much. And that might be happening soon the way things are going.
Oh, it's a crazy world out there, man. I don't know what it's like in the States, but it's crazy up here.
Oh, it is here too. It's getting there. People don't think nothing's going to happen, man. Things are getting crazy.
Oh, it is, man. We got a crazy guy running our country up here. Well, I know you got one too.
Yeah, I've been listening as well. Same as here.
I know. I try not to listen to mainstream news too much because I get too upset. I get really annoyed, especially when I hear our dictator talk.
Yeah, it makes you sick. I don't listen to it no more. I was always on it a few years ago. And Nah, you know, well, you want to care, you know, what's happening right now. It makes me, like you said, it makes me upset. It makes me upset.
It does. I got to take more blood pressure pills. I'm glad I live out here on this remote island, though. It's like, seriously, it's like we're a million miles away from the rest of Canada. We're actually closer to the US than we are to the mainland Canada, right? And if we could separate, I would, man. I'm just so sick of this guy that's destroying our country. So Alberta, the province of Alberta, is very much like Texas. Basically, they told the guy off. They basically, the new premier of Alberta basically said it like it is, and, you know, mind your own business, and we'll do our own things here.
Well, good. Things need to change in a bad way.
I totally agree with you, man. Well, at least you guys got your Second Amendment.
Yeah, so far.
You know, I know, that's the thing, eh? Like, for how long, right?
Man, it's looking like they're trying to take everything.
Well, you know what? They did that here. They took they made banned handguns just short time ago. I think it was last week. So no more importation of handguns. Like, you could go into the sports stop here and buy any handgun you wanted as long as you got an RPAL restricted ticket. And now, no, the dictator said, no more handguns. So you know what? Law-abiding citizens that want to have a handgun, that want to go to the firing range, can't get them anymore. But you know what? Criminals will always get them.
And that's a fact. They're always out there for criminals. Black market, man, they're busy. You're right, man. You can't get to where you can't even protect yourself in your own home. So, yeah, I think when it happens here, I got family members, you know, that when it happens here, they ain't going down easy.
I hear you need a revolution almost, right? That's the way, just kind of like the Mexicans do. They have a revolution. So a lot of people here in Canada are getting pretty upset about all this nonsense, right? So I don't have an RPAL, but I do have the other ones, eh? Like, I mean, I like a lot of people here are locked and loaded. So, I mean, they like to go to the gun range. They like to hunt. But, you know, if he had his way, he'd take away everybody's firearm. That's what he wants.
Yeah, you know, so there are not people fighting back against the government. That's all it's all about. That's what I'm thinking of you anyway. To try and take everybody's bullets. Can't find 22. Can't find anything for a long time there. Now we'd be getting them all back, but they're trying to think they can take the bullets away. You can't find, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that's what they want. They want to disarm everybody. So now his latest thing is, you know, I got a bolt action, Ruger 2210. The magazine holds 10, but it is a bolt action and it does reload. But he wants to make all semi-automatic weapons. Like, so if you had a Ruger semi-automatic where you could just keep pulling the trigger, he wants to make those things illegal now. Like, can you believe that? So, you know, you could kill somebody with anything. You could kill somebody with a freaking ballpoint pen if you want to. And he says those are more dangerous than the ones where it's bolt action. I mean, they're both rifles. It doesn't make sense to me, the stuff that he's pulling off.
No, they're just trying to get their way, man. Well, they want to rule everything. You know, here, they're just as bad. It's getting bad here. You're here, you know, it sucks.
Well, yeah, you guys got Biden. I'm sure he's probably the father of our prime minister. But you saw the Freedom Truckers convoy here in Ottawa, right? You probably followed that. I don't know if they showed it on the news, but there was thousands of trucks that made it to the Capitol, and they kind of blockaded the place for a while.
I watched it all. That was awesome.
Yeah, they were great, man. Totally awesome. So that really upset the prime minister. And then he pulled out the Emergencies Act, which he shouldn't have done. And then they called in some cops from somewhere else that kind of busted a few heads. It was actually a peaceful protest until the prime minister brought in his cops.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Okay, there you go.
That's the way she goes, man. Anyway, I am grateful. I do live on this island. And I got rid of my TV 2 years ago. It broke. And Wendy and I said, you know what? No more. We just chucked it out. She just watches movies on her computer. She can watch pretty much anything on her computer, even Netflix.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing. That's what it's satellite and all that crap. And we just streamline everything, whether we want to watch.
It's amazing what you can watch on YouTube, right? It's like you can watch pretty much anything you want on the internet.
That's right. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, so no cable here. And like I say, the big screen TV broke. I said, no, we're not going to get another one. So I took it to the garbage dump. So we don't even have a TV now. We got TVs in we have two accommodations here because my wife has a B&Bs, right? So we have a little TV for the accommodation. Now, just watch it on the laptop.
There you go. Good deal. Wow. Yeah. Well, anyway, it's been awesome to catch up with you again. now and then quite often now for the last few weeks.
I think it's pretty cool. You know, I remember back in the early 1980s, it would have been 79 or 80, and I was 16 years old in 1980. And I remember I talked to this guy. I made a friend in Wisconsin, and every day for about 3 months, I'd come home from school, and the skip would be rolling in, and we would talk just like this.
That's awesome. I remember those days. Yeah, I was 22 in 1980, so I was born in 58. But yeah, that's awesome. I remember those days. I remember the skip was so bad you couldn't even talk to the truck in front of you.
Yeah, every day you come in, you turn it on. In the morning, it starts rolling in. At 9:30, 10 at night, it would start to kind of fade out. And you remember the QSL cards? You go out your mailbox, and there'd be QSL cards out there.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we used to have the license and everything back in the days. That don't happen no more.
No license here. I had to have a license every 3 years. We had to renew it. It was, I don't know what it was, $10 or something. That was back in the 70s. And then they did away with it all. It was called the Department of Communications, or DOC, and you guys had FCC.
Right, yeah, FCC. And they don't want to do anything here no more.
No, same with here. Unless you're causing real H&D. Like, I suspect if you were running mega power, or you're up in the ham bands and you shouldn't be up in the ham bands, then maybe. Like if you're bleeding over constantly on your neighbor's TV set with your linear, then maybe they might complain, but it's very, very rare.
Yeah. Well, nowadays, even my linears, my equipment's real clean. It's got a lot of filters on it and stuff. It's pretty, not so dirty. But still, you know, my neighbors, they don't bleed. I don't bleed over people's equipment and stuff, which is really, really good.
No, it's good, man. You sound like you got a really good clean sounding station. Audio's good. And, you know, there's some guys on channel 6 that'll bleed over all the way down here. They're running that much power. Like, I can hear the cross channel.
Yeah, you know, you can hear them on this channel bleeding over, and you go to 6 where they're at, and they sound the same. You can't understand nothing.
The linears are so dirty they're running. It's like overdriven or something. It's kind of all statically and crackly. It's terrible audio. And they talk so fast, I can't even understand half those guys.
I know exactly what you mean. And this one was strong. Strong, that 766 guy.
Liam. It's kind of like they're wannabe DJs. That's what they are. There's a breaker in there, Cherokee. Let him go. Go ahead, breaker. Go ahead, breaker. I heard somebody standing by in there. Did you hear?
No, I didn't hear nobody.
Alabama.
Anyway, well, 612, I'll let you go. It's been a real pleasure on this thing, man. See who else trying to get a hold of you. I don't want to hear Alabama, but I've got my antenna your way, so, man, it's been a pleasure. I'm going to be standing out here sandbagging. I think so.
All right there, Cherokee. That was a pleasure. At 72, Alabama was in there keyed up, and I hear him in there. He's coming in real loud, and we're waving at you, 72. Good to hear you in there from the BAM. And Cherokee, that was a pleasure, and we know we can talk to you down here. It's a little quieter than those noisy regular CB channels. It's quiet down here on the free band. So have a good day there, Cherokee. This will be 612 Skip Junkie. We'll be on the side, and we're waving at Alabama as well.
All right, there. Skip Junkie. It's been a pleasure. Cherokee's clear.
Take care, buddy. Yeah, 72 Alabama. I was just talking to my friend Cherokee in Oklahoma there. I didn't think maybe you're too close for the conditions aren't right running that way, and his beams are pointed this way, so he'd probably be off the back end of his beams there. But yeah, you're coming in real good, and he's coming in good too. Both you guys sound like locals. He's in Alabama. All right there, 72. Always good to hear you in there. And if you hear Transistor out there, say hi to him. And 121 out there in Honolulu. I haven't heard him for a while. I call for him sometimes, 121, but I haven't heard him. But lots of Central Pacific skip coming in here daily. Oh, okay. Well, I'll come down here. Maybe I'll call for when the Central Pacific skips comes in. They usually hang out lots on Channel 11, the Hawaiians, and make a lot of noise.
You're the talking, baby. We'll get you another time, man. I'm going to fly down here and get out of the way.
All right, take care, buddy. Always good to talk with you, my friend. 72. Cheers to you and your family in Alabama. 612 Skip Junkie out here in the Gulf Islands, far west coast of Canada. Read the mail. Check. Cheers. He always comes in good, Alabama. Good to see you in there, Lamb. New Zealand. Well, we did hear you. We did hear you last night. That's for sure. I'm going to put some tape on this microphone here. And 612 said that. Okay, so what channel should I go to now? All right, take care, man. 612 waving. Okay, now I better read these comments in here. I've been neglecting you. Sorry, I'm 26915, Liam. 26915 AM. 16 here, which is low tonight. Tomorrow get 21, 22. Yeah, we're definitely into the fall weather here now. Thank God. Go ahead, Breaker. 612, West Coast of Canada. 302 Buckeye. We're waving back at you, Ohio. Sounding good, buddy. 612 with the afternoon wave.
Roger, on 612. I was sitting here listening to you and Cherokee talk. I just want to say good morning. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon out there in the Buckeye State. You have a good, my friend. Thanks for the comeback. 612 on the side, and I hear another station out there waving as well. I didn't get the number, but I hear somebody else waving. 612 is listening. I got a static level coming right in with you, but I'm waving back at you. I hear somebody waving at 612, and there it's like really annoying. You're coming in at like 5, and there's a static level at about 4 3/4. 313. We got you that time. And for some weird reason, my A&L and NB is not working on this radio, so I can't really block that QRM out. But 313, waving back at you. Never heard that. 26915. Yeah. Dallas, 26915. If you are out there, I'm on, you might be at work. And soon I'm going to be at work. So I'm not going to be shooting as much skip. We got the,
I got you down there in the palm trees. I want to say hello and I'll fly back here. I'll never circle in there talking, so I won't start it. We've been hiding for you down in the palm trees, 70 trees out.
I love palm trees. I like palm trees. So we got the arborists here right now cutting down 6 trees, and you should see the light we're getting in here now. They took down all these big 120-foot tall trees. I'll put the video on my other YouTube channel. I'll upload it. I think maybe Wendy might be uploading one right now. Let's see. Are you actually uploading? Did you upload? Okay. You know what? Wendy just uploaded a video of the arborists out there. You can actually check it out on Gulf Island Rock. I miss all the good decks. You know what? I'll be working 3 days a week, so that's okay. Hey, 356 BYU. I'm on 26915 if you are out there in DX land today. How about it? I can't call for Dallas. I can't call for 347, but I can call for 356. 612, Skip Junkie, West Coast of Canada break. Uh-oh, somebody might be at the door. Hang on. My neighbor cut down 150. What? 150 foot? Whoa, that is big.
Skip Junkie, that radio. I got you. It's having great Hawkeye for that.
Thanks a lot, Hawkeye. Hey, you're sounding good too. Blowing smoke. I'll be right back, Hawkeye, on the live stream video gate right now. I got somebody at the door. I just got to check it out. I think it's the arborist. I'll be right back, man. Sounding good, bro. Okay.
You bet you, my friend. Go check that door on the Century your way and have a great day. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. I got that black yeah. Where's that black where's that black? Buckeye State. What kind of breaks out there from Buckeye State, Oklahoma is to right over there, mate? No, I put that in this radio, that switch. I can't believe it comes in and get in Russell. Oh, yes, you're right. That's some checks. We got copies of Hawkeye out there, but right. Well, I heard that. Yeah, you're making a good trip.
Hi. Joe sent me in. I'm not sure who's here. Oh, there. Laura, hi. Oh, Joe will be right back. He just went out to put some pallets on our septic field cover because the guys are cutting a tree right there. So if the rounds drop on that, it could crack our septic covers. I don't know what he's got going on. He's got the radio on back here. Got this. This is a live stream. Wow. Oh, is there people? Yeah, good time for a bathroom break. I'm going to try starting a coconut palm from seed. The show. The show just got better. Yeah, the female Joe version is here. Actually, not. I'm a lot quieter than Joe. Oh, okay. The show. Dallas, right? See, Joe's got. We bought Halloween candy today. We don't get anyone. Nobody comes here. We're too far out. But so we bought ourselves some caramels. I love caramels. Bad for your teeth, but they're really good. I think we both had these as kids. I think that was my favorite. What's your favorite? What's everyone's favorite Halloween candy? And I don't know, it's changed a lot. When I had my kids were littler, I mean, they still went out trick-or-treating, and then here on Salt Spring, they have one street where a lot of the kids go because there's a lot of houses that are close together. But rural areas, it's harder. And even when my kids grew up, my kids are like 38, 36, 38. Sometimes we go up to the mall, but what is that? Oh, Rife? Dallas. Oh, they say your name wrong. Dallas Riffy. You are all very smart. Oh, because did I say it right? It's Rife? It looks like Rife. Cal, Central London, there's so many people here. A whole box of candy. Oh, holy smokes. 30 minutes. So you could probably spend a lot of money on trick-or-treaters. Yeah, the most I ever had, I lived in White Rock on the mainland. It's by the ocean, beautiful little community. Not huge, but the most kids I ever had there were maybe, I don't know, maybe 100 kids. But yeah, I know some neighborhoods, man. Yeah, and I imagine if you're in a big, the city or apartment buildings even too, right? But mind you, there have to be a lot of kids living there. But yeah, you could go through a lot of candy. Then there's the people that pretend that they're not home. Ha! Pretend they're not home. Ow! Come here. Want to say hello? Hey, Kahu. Joe has a lot of noise in here. What are you doing? '59 Mobile, West Canada. Except for I'm not mobile. I'm in Joe's man cave. 59 man cave. West Coast Canada. I tried.
Man, you got me in the room wherever you're at. Hey, I'm not on my phone. Yeah, Hawkeye waving the hand at you on live stream. We're waving the hand at you and your dog on live stream right there.
Oh, Joe. 59 West Coast Canada live stream, Banana Joe. I'm in here because he's out helping the guys cut some trees. He'll be right back. What is this?
Yeah, four. I heard all that because you said all that. We're sitting back all the way.
59 West Coast Canada waving right back at you. You're in here.
Are you talking?
I did. I used this mic.
No.
And then I was like, oh, it's not mic.
Hey guys,
I did
this
the
is the
wrong mic.
wife. She's taking my place.
I did the wrong mic.
She's got good audio.
She's got good audio. She's eating my caramels too. I got some caramels there, and she's now eating my caramels. Yeah, she's got a better voice than me too.
10-4 on that.
Is this Cherokee?
10-4.
Sounding good, man. We got the arborists here today, so they're cutting down a bunch of trees. I had to go out and see what they're doing.
Oh, yeah? That'd be kind of interesting.
6 big trees, 120 footers, man. They've got 2 more to go. They've taken now 4 of them. It's expensive too. It's about $3,600 to get 6 trees down.
Wow. Yeah, but it's a lot of work, I guess.
Yeah, they got to climb them, eh? And then one of them's leaning right beside my wife's gallery, so it's a little sketchy. And it had ivy growing on it, so they had to scale it, take off all the ivy. Then they have to limit, and then they got to drop it down in pieces, right? So I had to dig out one of my palm trees, a smaller palm, because we grow a lot of palm trees here on this island, and I did not want that palm tree to get crushed by the rounds coming, so that's what I was out digging out the palm tree.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. Wow.
Believe it or not, I grow palm trees from Oklahoma too. Did you know that? McCurtain County. Do you know McCurtain County? In McCurtain County, Oklahoma, you guys actually have native palm trees that grow there.
Is that right? I wonder if we'll grow in my neck of the woods. I'm straight northern. I'm right up against the Kansas line, about 20 to 25 miles.
You betcha they will. They're called sable miner. Look them up, man. Google them. McCurtain County, Oklahoma, sable miner ecotype. They're sable miner. It's a dwarf palmetto, and they're the most cold hardy of the smaller palms.
Okay, I will look into that. Well, thanks.
I grow them. I grow lots of them from seed in the greenhouse right now of McCurtain County. I think I probably have about 100 of those ones. And then there's some that grow down in Warren City, Arkansas, southwest corner, the same species of that same palm.
Oh, yeah? Well, that'd be cool because, that's what I grew up with out there in Southern California, palm trees everywhere, And that I don't see around here.
No, these are a dwarf palm. They're called a dwarf palmetto, so they're not going to grow very big, but they definitely are a palm tree. And California, yeah. We're friends down in Santa Barbara right now for a few weeks. It's beautiful down there.
Yeah, I love Santa Barbara. Big Watermelon Falls area, too. Yeah, that's a nice area. Yeah, I know I've been born for it. I've seen they have those out there. People buy them.
26915. Right? 269. Yeah, it's gorgeous, man. I've been down to California a few times. And it's like, I like palm trees, and they definitely got palm trees. And I also look for antennas. It's funny. I drive around looking at palm trees, and I've always got my eye open for antennas.
Yeah, they're about almost everywhere out there.
It's amazing the antennas in the States compared to here. Here, there's an odd one that's probably been on a roof for 40 years, but there's not a lot of operators out here anymore. Not like back in the old days. Turn on the radio, and it'd be like breaker 19, and you could talk any night to somebody, even locally.
Yeah, those days here are gone. I mean, there's only a couple of people around here that live where I live out here.
Mega June Bug.
Turn radios on and all. So
thanks, Mega June Bug. No, I talked to a couple of guys. I talked to 440, my friend Bob over on the Big Island, which is Vancouver Island to the west of us. And he's local. He comes in at 30, 40 over every night. And then just one other guy. But other than that, no, it's really dead. Like, seriously, you remember back in the day, you'd turn it on, and there'd probably be somebody pretty much on every second channel.
Oh, yeah. It was. I loved it. Then I got out of it for about 18 to 20 years, and then I got back in it again.
That's pretty cool, man. And did you ever save any original radios, or did you get all new stuff?
No, I didn't get all new stuff.
That's one thing I did. I kept my radios all the time. I just kept my radios, and I'm glad. Even there's sometimes I kind of got bored of it and should I sell stuff, get rid of them all? And I never did. There was, for about a year, I kind of packed stuff away, put it in boxes, threw it up in the loft of our barn, and then I pulled it back out again.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I wished I did. There's a lot of things I wished I kept over the years. But yeah, one of those things.
Thanks, Mega June Bug.
Yeah, I wish I had.
Hi, Wendy. B. Rose. Oh, hey, Betty. Good to see you in there.
I mean, I never thought I had the stuff I got sitting here now.
I know, that's the thing. We can't keep everything, right? It's kind of like all the old cars and stuff we used to have. It's like, I look at photos of these old cars I used to have. I go, man, but you can't save everything.
I know. I had so many nice cars. Wow, yeah. Wish I had a couple of them.
My last really nice one, and I had it for years. I sold it before I moved here 30 years ago. I had an old Nova SS, and I had it all done up, right? Like, and it was done nice. I had the center lines on it, and I had it balanced and blueprinted the engine. It was like, and every time I look at the photos of it, it's like, why did I sell that thing? And, you know, back then I sold it pretty cheap, and now I see these guys cruising around in their muscle cars, and I go to the car shows, and I just kind of drool.
Yeah, I've had a couple different Novas, 68 Camaro, really nice cars over the years. Hot rod one. Well, yeah, those days are gone.
I know. Priorities now, right? And, you know, me being retired on a pension, I don't have all that extra money to buy a hot rod, but I am getting a job. I'm getting a part-time job in my retirement. I just went for a job interview the other day. So they hired me, which is a good thing, and just a few days a week.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, next year I will. I might look into something part-time after March, next April. I'll be 65. They won't take nothing from me.
Right on, man. Well, I've been retired for a year now, and my wife, Wendy, says, you know what? Go out. And so I applied at the grocery store. I thought maybe I'd work in produce a couple days a week. And she said, so when I went in for the job interview yesterday, she says, hey, would you like to do maintenance? Maintenance pays a lot more. I get 30% off groceries. And if I work 3 days a week, 24 hours a week, I get full medical coverage.
That's even better. Heck yeah, that worked out good. Well, good deal.
Yeah, so I said, I'm in, man. I'm totally in. I don't mind doing maintenance because a lot of times you got to go outside, put in light posts, and you know, if you got to put in a cooler system, whatever, any of that stuff, just general maintenance. I says, okay, I'll do that because then I don't have to deal with customers.
Right. Whatever comes up and needs taken care of. That's not bad at all. Every day is something different. That'd be good.
Yeah, that's more hands-on stuff. So, and you know, when you're working in a grocery store on a small island, you know a lot of people, and people come in and say, oh, you're working here now, and they want to chat. It's like, nah, I don't want to do that stuff. I'd rather be behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mega June Bug.
Yeah,
appreciate it. We love you too.
I gotta get out and do something.
Yeah, you know, it's weird being retired. I mean, I wasn't planning on retiring until I was 60. I went when I was 57. I'm on my way to 59 now, but it's been kind of fun to have a year off. It did what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I got hurt, so I was forced to retire. But anyway, I wasn't ready. You know, when my first year and a half, you know, I got hurt. I was in therapy, so I was busy doing that stuff. And then it gets boring, you know. Man, I just got bored. Now I got to figure out what to do.
Well, you'll figure something. Well, at least you got this hobby. You know what? You got the radios. That's a cool thing too.
Yeah, I get out here when there's somebody to talk to.
Totally, man. And you know, when the weather's nice, I'm always outside. So right now we got 6 trees cut down. You know what I got to do with that wood? All those rounds I got to split into firewood. So I'm probably not going to be talking much skip for the next while. I'm going to be splitting a lot of wood.
You got a log splitter?
Yeah, it's called my arms.
You beat that a while.
I split a lot of wood every year. Every year I split 3 cords.
That darn good exercise. As long as you back, you're like got a good back, which I do not.
No, my back's not the greatest. I do wear a back belt, like a weightlifting belt. And, you know, I work out and everything, but it is hard on the back after a while. But I'm looking at some of these rounds and some of these trees that they cut down, the branches don't start till about 50 feet up or so. So it's clear wood. So that's easier to split without the knots in it. But a buddy of mine's definitely he's got a log splitter. And he's kind of a funny guy. And me being a redneck too, and he's a redneck, he says, hey, Joe, you can come over and see me. I'm going to be splitting some wood today. So I go over to my buddy's place. He lives down the road. And I see him down there parked in the forest with his quad. He's sitting in his lawn chair. He's got his 5-ton log splitter there. And he's drinking a beer. And he's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth with his camouflage hat on and his camouflage jacket. And I said, so that's how you split wood. Yeah, he rolls around over into the log splitter, beer in one hand, pulls the handle down with the other hand and it splits it for him. He says, hey, you want a beer? And I says, well, you don't have to go up to the house and get me a beer. And he says, nah, goes to his quad, opens up the trunk on the back. It's full of ice and beer.
Yeah, he's ready. Yeah, that's the way to do it. There you go. Well, that won't take so long that way.
I know, and it's not hard on the back. So maybe if I get a bit older, I might get a log splitter. But right now, I look at it as exercise, and I've already split 3 cords this year in the spring, and then I split 2 cords about 2 weeks ago for our friend. She hired me, so I split those for her. But I get into a routine, right? And I got a nice sharp axe, and I got them all. And if the weather's a little cooler, it's good. I don't like doing it when it's hot. Right now, it's probably about 60 degrees out there, so it's okay for splitting.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, it's 65 here right now, so it's just nice out.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You probably got sunshine.
Yeah, it's perfect. Sunshine, blue skies. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah, you guys get a lot of sun in Oklahoma. I think it's pretty dry there, huh?
Well, it is last couple of weeks. Not always dry. No, but this year has been drier than normal.
Yeah, same here too. We had 100 days straight without rain, and then we had some rain at night. And right now, it's just it was actually sunny out, and now the clouds came back in. But it's just kind of cloudy out there right now. But it's nice. Like I say, it's 60 out there, and it's not snowing like some places are getting.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, we got rain that night before last. We got 1 inch exactly, a good 1 inch, and it was a good rainfall. The water and everything real nice. It's okay, good.
That'll keep the dust down.
Yeah, keep everything kind of.
Thanks for joining in, everybody.
Off and crack, it's crunchy, and man, fire hazard, man, yeah, it was just fine. We needed it.
I was so happy to see it, man. I was just so happy to see the rain. It's like we're on well here, right? Like a lot of people on our island are on wells, and some people's wells dry up, and that really sucks.
Oh yeah. Well, you gotta go haul water then, huh?
Yeah, there's a water truck, tanker service here, so you order it from them, and they charge you by the gallon. I mean, it's not the same price as gas, but it's still up there. If you got a holding tank, like we got a 1,200 gallon holding tank, so our deep well is 200 feet deep, drilled. Submersible pump down there pumps it up into the 1,200 gallon holding tank. So we always have a reserve, right? And then there's a float in that tank, and then another pump in the pump house beside it. When you turn on the tap, it draws from the tank rather than drawing from the well.
Oh yeah, and they got that float in there, it shuts it off when it's full. I got you.
Exactly. So a couple of years ago, I turned on the tap. No, I was out watering the nursery. We have a palm tree nursery here, and I'm out watering the nursery, and all of a sudden it started slowing down the water, and then air bubbles started coming, and then it just kind of stopped. I go, uh-oh, and it was dry. It was at the end of summer. Uh-oh, I said to my wife, Wendy, I think our well's dry, before I even looked in the pump house. And then I went down and looked in the pump house. It's like, oh man, the tank's empty. The 1,200 gallon tank is empty, and that's never happened. There's always at least a minimum of 850 gallons in there. And when it happened, the float screwed up, it broke, and it just drained the whole tank. It didn't shut off. It just kept going.
Oh, no. Wow. Well, that sucked. How long did it take to fill that back up? You have to pump it back in?
No, we actually ordered water, so it didn't put so much strain on the well, right? Otherwise, you're going to put all that strain on the well to fill up that 1,200 gallon tank. So you order a tanker truck of 900 gallons, I think it was. I think he put 900 gallons in there, so then it brought it up to a level, and it was a couple $100. I think it was $200 for 900 gallons of water. So he filled it up in about, I think about 15 minutes. He's got a really fast pump on his big truck. Filled it up really fast.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, wow. That's a good way to make a living out there, I guess.
It is, man, for sure. So anyway, it was good. And then we got our float fixed, so it's been good ever since. And our well's never dried up. I thought it was, but it wasn't. It was just the float. But we have lakes here too, right? There's 11 lakes, so a lot of people draw from the lakes.
Oh yeah, we're good deal. That's the kind of neat.
Yeah, it's not a very big island. It's like just under 17 miles long. But yeah, there's lots of lakes, freshwater lakes, and lots of mountains.
Well, that's not good, actually.
Lots of hunting here, man. If you like hunting.
Yeah, we're getting more and more people out there.
Yeah, I know. I hear people in there now. Do you? You got people coming in?
Yeah, I thought I took you out that time around, though. Well, I'll get on out of here. You have a good evening out there, 612. It's been a real pleasure on my end.
All right. Have a good one, Cherokee. We'll listen for you again, buddy.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, take care. Have a good evening, my friend. 612. We'll be on the side. Okay, so okay, now I'm going to read these comments. Sorry, I've been neglecting you guys. I've been just so busy freaking flapping my gums. Anyway, Betty, good to see you in there. 99, I want to pronounce my name. So wrong, guys. Central London, there's so many people at Roblox. 30 minutes. Wow. I'm on channel 6 right now. It's just a bunch of noise. Sounds like Motormouth Mall in there, man. Kind of sounds like Motormouth Mall. But I don't think the skip is running from north to south right now. And he's in near Santa Barbara, California. She's a sweetheart. You're lucky, man. Yes, Wendy's a good gal. She has to be. She puts up with me. Sounds like Motormouth Mall there. Hey, Mega Junebug. Do you guys like these? Those are caramels, man. Those are good. Bad for you, but good. I'm going to let this radio cool down a bit. I put this one on. Here's my neighbor, Bob. That's Bob over on Vancouver Island. Hey, Bob, how's it going? I was just down below 1 talking to a guy for a long time in Oklahoma there. There's so much noise on. Actually, below channel 1, I was getting bleed over from channel 6. Can you believe it? Noisy. We have Rogers and we have Purdy's. Rogers, chocolate, and Purdy's. Somebody playing garbage. Hey, Abstract Tom. Good to see you in there. That's 38. How noisy that is. What's this nonsense this guy's playing in here? All right. Audio. What was that guy doing? Is he just playing some music or something? He's making a lot of noise. I don't know what he was doing out there, just causing H&D.
There was a bunch of idiots on there this morning. I guess I don't know. I probably scared him off. I don't know. He took off like about 10 minutes later. I gave a bunch of static about talking and, for like 3/4 of an hour with his buddy. I figured out his numbers and anyway, he disappeared and that helped.
Good. Yeah, it's amazing. There's still some idiots out there, huh?
I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? I knew he heard me. So I just went, hey, look, buddy, don't turn the call.
Painter, decorator one day. Awesome, Abstract Tom. That's totally cool occupation. I'm going to apply wallpaper.
And then when he disappeared, I think about 3 or 4 people called me back and went, all right, on, good for you, 447, blah, blah.
Excellent. You got rid of them. You took out the trash. Yeah, it's annoying, those people, especially if you're trying to talk to somebody. You got somebody in there making noise. That's a good occupation, Tom. Excellent. And that was on 38?
Yeah, 10-4.
Yeah, it's amazing. Some of the idiots out there. And these guys are not teenagers. These are older guys sometimes.
Yeah, well, people like my age are, well, I'm not too well. I already told you how old I am. You were born 57.
I was born in 64. Wendy was born in 59. And you were born 57. So you and her are closer to the same age.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, kind of close. Still 35 in my head, though.
Same with me. Yeah, Wendy's sister was born in 58. That's the year my mom and dad were married, 58. Seems like yesterday. God, time flies, eh?
Time goes by too fast. That's the scary thing. But anyway, I don't know. I got to buzz around the dial here. Nice talking to you again.
All right.
That microphone for you.
Yeah, right on. I'll let you know. I'll bring you over a 6-pack of beer. And that's what I said to Wendy. Next time we're over there, I'll make sure we'll meet up. I'll contact you the night before. We can meet at Crofton Ferry, or I can meet you down by your place if we go to Willow Street Owl, you know, the little cafe there on Willow.
Yeah, 10-4. No problem, buddy. We'll work it out. Actually, I'm going to give you your radio. So, yeah, if your one dies, you got spare parts, because I'm not going to use it. Like I say, I took the cover off. It looks like it had a couple crystals and things soldered in there, so it's probably the exact same thing. But anyway, there you go.
That's kind of cool, man. I'm right on. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that microphone. That'd be cool to hook it up and actually see what it sounds like.
Well, see, the original one, and it's probably like the biggest microphone I've ever had in my hand. This thing's huge.
Is it really?
Yeah, Google it.
I'm going to have to do that. I vaguely remember them. Is it kind of big like the old school preamps?
Yeah, it's like huge. Anyway, if you Google your radio, one of them will pop up on eBay, and then you can zoom in on the picture, and then you can see exactly. It's big, man, like big.
I'm going to Google. What I could do is Google Images TRC-48 realistic, and it'll probably have that original microphone on there. And it's brown, right?
Yeah, 10-4 is brown, yeah.
And it says realistic on the front? It must say realistic on the front, I bet.
Right, yeah, it does. I'm trying to grab it, but I can't find it right now. But yeah, it does. Yeah, it's the original one.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, this one never did come with the microphone. I just plugged in a little black one I had with I just switched it from my TRC 452 to back and forth. That's pretty cool. Well, and then I can actually press in my remote button, right?
Yeah, 10-4. I guess you press your remote button, and then you turn your, volume on the bass unit, probably up halfway or something, I don't know. But then you can use the volume control on the microphone, yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. I like it. Okay. Well, cool. Well, we'll meet up sometime.
Yeah, you bet. I probably got all the AM guys pissed off now.
Oh, yeah, right. I forgot about them.
Yeah, they don't like that. Anyway, okay, I'll talk to you later. I'll go up to 38 and see what kind of going shows going on.
All right. Take care, buddy. We'll talk to you in a bit.
You betcha.
Cheers. Tom. Someone I used to said he was a weatherman for FM radios once and knocked a hole in the wall of the place and got fired. I used to be a weatherman for FM radio station here, and there's probably a photo of me. There it is, right there. Oh, look at this. Can you see this picture here? I don't know if you can see that. It's probably hard to see. God, so hang on. Let me turn this off. This is me at the radio station. You can see me right there. And then there's Dave and Dave, FM 107.9 FM. So I'm broadcasting the weather right there. I got the weather, got the big microphone in my hand there, right? So I used to be the weather guy here on Salt Spring Island many moons ago. It was lots of fun. I like doing the weather because I like weather, especially good weather. Put this here. Clean elephant of steel. So Wendy is hey Wendy, are you an interior designer? Is that what you took? What did you? Oh, graphic. Yeah, so that's what Wendy does, abstract on. She took interior design, graphic design in college, and she is an artist. She is actually a painter, an artist, but she likes to paint. She painted this whole house. She stained this whole house. Our house doesn't have paint on it, it has stain. So it used to be gray, and then she painted it, she stained it red, kind of like a barn red. It's really cool with black trim. She did actually a really good job of it. This is a pretty good size house. Better her than me because I hate painting. What's that? She paints pictures. She's an artist. I'm going to see if these guys can hear me barefoot. Brager channel. Brager. Can you hear this 612 west coast of Canada? We're breaking. Wow, you're sounding good too. I'm barefoot. I'm barefoot out here on the Gulf Islands off the Pacific coast of Canada. Wow. Good to hear you, Michigan 612 waving. Huh. You can hear me. That's a good thing. Let's go to 28. How about a DX land? How about a DX land 612 west coast of Canada breaking? Pinto Bean, Alabama. A Pinto Bean, Alabama 612 west coast of Canada breaking. You see the radio there? There's the radio. How about it, Pinto Bean? How about it, Pinto Bean, 612 west coast of Canada? How about a DX land? How about a DX land, 612 on the west coast of Canada? Breaking. Throwing them beans. Hey, Pinto Bean, are we making it out to Alabama? Pinto Bean, 612, west coast of Canada. Barefoot. Skip's fading out. Breaker DX land, 612, west coast of Canada. It's fading out big time. It's 445. Hey, 445, Slick Rick. Hey, 445, 612, Skip Junkie waving. How about it, 445, 445, 612? You need to do? I need to put. I need to do this. I tell you what I need to do. I need to take this antenna out of here, coax, and plug it into this one and see if we can get back to Slick Rick in Mississippi. There. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Come on. What do we got here? How about a DX land? How about a DX land 612 west coast of Canada breaking? How about it 445? How about it 445 Mississippi 612 west coast of Canada break? Hey, 445 Mississippi, 445 Mississippi, 612 west coast of Canada waving. video that explained the first round radio on a ship apparently. Wow, really? That's kind of cool. 1906, 116 years ago. How about a DX Land? How about a DX Land 612 on the west coast of Canada? Breaking. At 445, how about at 445, Slick Rick? 445, Magnolia, 612, Skip Junkie waving. How about a DX Land? How about a DX Land, 612, west coast of Canada, break? You're not hearing me. How about it Skip Land? Skip Land, 612, west coast of Canada, break? How about at 445? How about at 445? Magnolia State, 612, west coast of Canada. Nine-pound hammer, Oklahoma's in there. How about a 9-pound hammer, Oklahoma? 9-pound hammer, Oklahoma, 612, Skip Junkie, west coast of Canada, break. So noisy in there, man. It's a total train wreck. Hey, Illinois and Lincoln, sounding good on the west coast of Canada. Illinois, 612, west coast of Canada, waving. Hey, 445. Hey, 445. You're making a lot of noise on the west coast of Canada. 612, waving. If you can hear me. The Windy City, yeah. Land of Lincoln, Chicago. Breaker DX Land, Breaker DX Land, 612, west coast of Canada. How about a DX Land? This radio making it out? Do we have any conditions right now? 612, west coast of Canada, break. I'll flip through the dial. You can see what I'm doing here. Turning the VFO. See? Looking for Skip. Wow. Breaker channel. Hey, worldwide 1956. You copy 612, west coast of Canada. How about it worldwide 1956, 612, west coast of Canada, breaking. In Illinois right now, so you might not get a good signal. Interesting. Windy there. Windy in Illinois. Good weather report. Hey, you guys copy 612, west coast of Canada. 612 on the west coast of Canada, breaking. Chicago. Sounding good, Mr. Clean in the Windy City, blowing smoke on the west coast of Canada. Mr. Clean, Chicago, 612 with the afternoon wave. Skip Junkie, reading the mail. Wow, there we go. I made it to Chicago. So I talked. That guy could be your neighbor, Tom. Take care, buddy. 612, reading the mail. It's kind of interesting, eh, Tom? That guy could be your neighbor. Let's go back.
always my pleasure. We look forward to speaking with you from time to time. We want you and your fine family to enjoy the rest of this hot day. And we want tomorrow to be a good day for you. But the most of all, we want you to test negative and we want you to stay positive. Your brother in the corner, we looking at you once again in place.
Breaker DX land. How about a DX land 612 on the west coast of Canada? We're waving. How about it skip land 612 west coast of Canada? Break. Where's my water? That's Chicago. Let's go back up to 30. Noisy. Let's see if I can get back to any of these guys. Metropolitan has published 9.4 million. That is a big area, man. So most likely he's not your neighbor. How about a DX land? How about a DX land 612 west coast to Canada breaking? How about it skip land? How about it skip land? Anybody out there copy 612? 612 skip chunky west coast to Canada listening. It is too noisy out there. 9 Pound Hammer, Oklahoma. That's just too much fun talking on these things. This is old school what I'm doing, man. Old school. Everything's digital now. This is not digital. That's a lot of people, Tom. A lot of people. Breaker channel. Breaker. You copy 612 west coast to Canada. We're breaking. 612 west coast to Canada on the side. Breaker channel. Breaker. See if you can hear me. 612 west coast to Canada on the side. You... 612 west coast to Canada breaking. How about a DX land? A DX land 612 on the west coast to Canada. I like using old tech. These certain parts might be not made anywhere. That's right. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I like old stuff, but sometimes you can get parts. Hey, Cherokee, you're still blowing smoke up here on the west coast of Canada, 612, waving. Hey, Cherokee, 612, waving. Hey, Cherokee, 612, west coast of Canada, waving. If you can hear me. Hey, Cherokee, how about that Cherokee, Oklahoma, 612 on the west coast of Canada, break. Can't believe how many contacts. Yeah, it's good. Right now I'm kind of having a dead spot right now. How about a DX land? How about a DX land, 612 west coast of Canada, break. I'm listening. Some days are better than others, right, Mega June Bug? It's all about conditions, really. Noisy. Let's go down a bit. Mexico. Let's go down below 1 here. That's a nice thing about this VFO. It makes a 23 channel into a lot of channel. It would be nice if we had an urban heat island the size of Tokyo. Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, Tokyo's a big place. We don't have any urban stuff here on Salt Spring. We just have the Pacific Ocean, Cal. That's it. Hey, Trailblazer, you copy 612, Skip Junkie, West Coast to Canada, break. Hey, Trailblazer, 612, West Coast to Canada, breaking. That's actually a half channel. Where's Cherokee location? I'm not too sure, Corey Guy. I have to find him again and ask him. He did tell me the other day, and I've talked to him a few times. I have to find that out. He booms in there. He's running 2 4-element PDL. They're PDL4 as he calls them. Brager channel.
Because see, they're old. They've been up there for a long time. 50, 60 years, some of them longer. And they just think they're untouchable.
Brager channel. Okay, where can we go next? Let's turn that off. And then I'm going to put this back on. I'm just going to run barefoot on the RCI. We'll just go on the RCI 2980. Too many radios, that's the problem. Take this out, and I'm going to put the dummy load back in. Man, is it green out there? It is so green here. It looks like a jungle out there. Like that little bit of rain we had. Still dry, though. We put this coax back in here. And then we'll be back on the RCI 2980. And the dummy load goes back in there in case I make a mistake. Okay, so let's turn this back on. And then we'll go down below 1. The Trail of Tears lead to Cherokee living in Oklahoma. That's what led to the Cherokee living in Oklahoma. Let's go down below 1. About a DX land, 612, Skip Junkie on the side. See if anybody can hear me. I'm running barefoot. I'm only 6 watts. I'm watching and learning my. Oh, cool. Right on. Junebug. Breaker channel, 612 on the west coast of Canada. We're listening. Hello, who's out there? 612, west coast of Canada, waving. Is Ganges wetter than where you are? I think the driest areas would probably be Vesuvius, and it's drier.
You're still getting out real well, 612. No problems here in Oklahoma.
Holy Cherokee, I switched to my RCI 2980 WX barefoot here, and you're hitting me 40 over.
Wow, it's working.
Hey, well, somebody was asking on my live stream, what part of Oklahoma are you in? Are you near Tulsa?
No, Tulsa's more to the east. I'm right in the center of Oklahoma, straight up north, about 20, 25 miles south of the Kansas border.
Okay, so there you go, 25 miles south of the Kansas border. Very cool. Very, very nice. Lots of farms up there, I bet.
Oh, yeah, country everywhere.
That's the way I like it.
Yeah, me too. I've been from Los Angeles.
Ganges might be a little wetter than us, yes.
I left there in my mid-30s and moved here.
Native here in Oklahoma. Cool. Cool, Corey. That's awesome. Well, I got somebody on my live stream right now. I'm doing a live stream videogate. We got a guy in there from Oklahoma right now watching.
Man, the conditions changed in a hurry. You kind of dropped down there a little bit. It still hurts you, though.
Yeah, I'm running total barefoot right now, man. 6 watts out of this radio.
It is doing its thing. It's working really well.
I'm running a D104 Lollipop. I do have it turned down. And IMAX 2000, that's it.
It's working.
Yeah, yours is cranking in here, man. Seriously, I like the meter. This got the meter on it. That's where the RCI 2970 has the bars, digital bars. I like looking at the meter here. You're pushing the needle right up to the end.
Wow, that's awesome. That's working. I like hearing that.
Oh yeah, these guys are watching. They know you're loud. He's loud, isn't he? This guy's loud. Cherokee is loud. And what was your first name again? Was it? I want to say Kurt.
It's Curtis.
See, I was close. I said Kurt. Curtis. I'm Joe, right? This is Joe here, right? Okay, I remember Curtis.
Right, Joey. Yeah, Curtis, the Cherokee.
Right on, man. That's pretty cool. No, it's good to talk to you like this. It's like talking local, but not local. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Well, then quite a few years ago, we used to do that quite a bit to people in Maine up there.
No mountains
out
out
there.
there.
Straight, and all of a sudden they're just no longer there. Conditions ain't there.
Yeah, we had a big dead spot for a long time. It seemed like, for a year or two or several years, there's just kind of like sporadic skip here and there. And now maybe the sunspot cycles are changing or whatever, because it's definitely coming in daily now.
Well, good. I hope it keeps coming in. Keeps getting to, yeah, right. I'm ready, because you're right, man. It's been a few years. It's been at least 5 years. Nothing really. Off and on. Once in a while, if you're lucky, you might catch it.
I know. I don't like when it's dead. I like talking skip, man. It's fun. And don't get me wrong. I talked to a couple of local buddies here. Just like I say, there's only two of us that really talk, and they live over on the Big Island to the west of us, which is a 20-minute ferry ride, but they're local. And but the skip, man, that's the reason I got a CB radio, was actually to talk skip. My dad in 1976 bought one of those, a CB receiver. It was a 23-channel CB receiver, and I remember I had an antenna on it, and we'd listen to these stations coming in, and it'd be like, wow, it'd be so cool if I could talk to those guys. So in 77, they bought me my first radio.
There you go. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I was listening on the radio. My neighbors across the street when I was like 12 years old.
It's a small town.
13 had radios. CBs across the road.
No way.
There in my town I lived in.
Look out with.
And then my dad had one in a pickup truck.
Tornado.
Yeah, and when he drove the diesel semi, he had one, but that was not very often.
Yeah, they were big back in the 70s, eh? And then they came out with that song. What was his name? Something McCall. Yeah, we got a great big convoy. You remember that song?
Yeah, yes, I did.
Yeah, it was a big. CBs were so big in the 70s.
Yeah, I know it. I was in there as well. All through the 70s and the 80s, and first early part of the 90s, and I got out of it for quite a few years. I got back into it about 14 years ago now. 13 years ago.
That's cool, man. Right on. Yeah. No, I've always had them hooked up. Sometimes I didn't talk on one as much when the skip wasn't there. Like there's really nobody to talk to local here. Like seriously, I'm really the only operator on this island. There's nobody else really here that talks on a CB radio. There's two other guys that have them. They're my friends, but they just have them sitting there. They never talk on them. They just have them.
Well, just in case. You never know.
Well, you never know if they cut the phone lines off or something. At least you can still communicate.
Yeah, satellite, all that stuff gets shut down. Yeah. How are they going to communicate?
It's true. That's what I think about too. So we got our little radio room here, and really, you can talk to the world if the conditions are right. You could talk to Europe easily with those. I bet you talk to Europe, eh?
Oh yeah, I have several times over the years. Sideband as well. You got sideband, it's even better.
Yeah, I talk sideband to Europe, but I haven't talked to Europe for a long time. But yeah, and I do talk on sideband too. At nighttime, I'll go up there when Australia starts to roll in. And I talk to Australia. Always comes in here at night.
Yeah, you can sure tell. Mate and all that. You can sure tell their voice.
Oh yeah, Australia, New Zealand, Tasmania, and lots of Hawaii's been coming in the last several months. It's just been wall to wall Hawaiians on the AM on Channel 11.
Oh yeah, Channel 11. Huh?
Yeah. So on AM, I work those guys. And I don't even remember that back in the day. I don't remember Hawaii coming in much on AM, but now it's just like AM. Back then it was all sideband, the Hawaiians and the South Pacific. I've even heard Australia come in on AM there. They come in on Channel 11 once in a while, Australian stations.
Yeah, I talked to them on AM.
Just check the tornadoes. Tornadoes, yikes. That's scary.
Channel 11, like 11 and 17, stuff like that. I talked to them.
That is super cool. Yeah, I've only made one or two contacts on AM to Australia, but brief. But I did make a good contact to a guy in New Zealand, but that was in 1981, and I was on my beam. I was actually down on, it was 26,535. Like it was way below channel 1. And we were talking local, me and my buddy, and it was in the evening. The US skip had faded out, and I could hear somebody talking in the background, very, very faint, as we had our QSO between key ups. He would key up before, and then I would key up, but just before I'd key up, you'd hear somebody talking in there. So I said, hey, hang on a second. I swing my beam around, and I swung it around, and they came in strong to the southwest, and it brought them up to, a few S units, and I broke, and I got back to them. They were in New Zealand, and that was, I'll never forget, that was in 81. That would have been like the spring of 81 on AM, and I was only running probably 2 watts.
It's been a long time since I've talked to Skip like that. It's quite a few years, actually. Yeah, but conditions, man, you're fading in and out really big time. Conditions are kind of going in and out. I'm probably doing the same to you.
No, you're 40 over. Every time you key up, 40 over.
I'll get out of here and go get something to eat. I gotta go get my medicine taken.
Oh, God, you just reminded me. I got to take my medicine. I got to take my eye drops. I just had a new lens put in my right eye last week. Oh, thanks for reminding me. Okay, have a good one, my friend.
All right, Joey, you have a good one, man. I'll be there 10-7 for a bit. I'll be back.
All right, take care there, Cherokee. We'll be back too. Dang, he just reminded me. I got to put my eye drops in. I do eye drops. 3 times bad weather doesn't affect my TV antenna signal. Yeah, and sometimes weather can. And it does work on atmospheric conditions a lot with these radios here, right? This is skip. So what I'm talking right now are skip conditions. So generally with a CB radio, you can't talk super far. Google it and you'll see how far you're supposed to talk with a CB radio. They say 40 to miles or something like that. And that's local, maybe 60 miles. And which I've talked farther, depends on the antenna you have. But under optimum conditions, atmospheric condition, this is called skip. So skip conditions is the radio waves bouncing off the ionosphere, then bouncing off the earth, and then kind of skipping along. So that's why I can talk to this guy in Oklahoma. That's why I talk to Florida and all over the world. It's skip conditions. This isn't normal CB conditions. Normally, I can't just pick up the microphone and talk to a guy in Oklahoma. It has to be skip conditions. That's why I call myself the skip junkie. I'm skip shooting right now. When I title my video skip shooting or skip, it's skip. That's what we're talking. DX is the same as skip. So when we say, is there anybody out there in skip land or DX land? DX land is the same as skip land. They're just far off stations that are farther than what normally a CB radio could talk locally. So anything over that is a skip condition. Talking locally, like I say, 40 to 60 miles, maybe 80 miles. But beyond that is probably classed as skip conditions. If you're talking to somebody, if I'm talking to somebody 120 miles away, that's probably classed as close skip, which is very rare. Very, very rare, right? And the other day I was in my vehicle, in my truck, driving here on the north end of the island, and I talked to a guy in Whidbey Island, north of Seattle, and that's about 90 miles south of here. And he could hear me barely. He had a noise. He had some noise in there, but he could hear me and I could hear him. So we did make contact. So that's what I'm talking. I am talking skip, right? See if these guys can hear me. Breaker channel. Those. Can you copy this station 612? Breaker channel 612, West Coast of Canada. Calling Skipland. I hear somebody in there. How about at Skipland 612, West Coast of Canada, breaking. I call it short. Yeah, I call it short skip too. Short skip. So short skip, I class as Oregon. To me is short skip when I talk to Oregon, because Oregon's not that far south of here. And not often I get to talk to Oregon, but I do. I do talk to Oregon, but that's classed as short skip. Even Idaho from here, I class as short skip. And but Oklahoma, that's just regular skip, right? Breaker DX land, 612 on the west coast of Canada. We're listening. Breaker. They're too far off in the distance. He's actually coming in real good too, this guy. He's coming in at like 20 S units. Breaker channel 612 west coast of Canada. 612 west coast of Canada. We're breaking. Breaker channel. I think that's Cherokee. So, and when I say I'm running barefoot, it's basically the stock power out of the radio. So barefoot on an AM radio should be 4 watts, and on single sideband should be 12 watts. And, you know, I'm actually putting out 6 watts out of this radio, but it's still on this radio with barefoot. I am waving AR evening CB net. No, every night. Channel 17. Oh, channel 1, 7 p.m. Christopher Lowe. Rebone channel 1 a.m. waving a hand at AR evening CB net. Channel 1 at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time every night. Oh, cool, Christopher. Awesome. Right on. So make sure to check that out on Christopher's channel, Redbone channel. I'll have to check that out. Very cool. Would you classify Montana as short skip? Yeah. Don't ever talk to Montana that much. I've talked there many times. I've got lots of postcards and QSL cards from there. But yes, Tom, I would consider that short skip. Montana is short skip. Chicago, normal skip. That's just regular skip. But yeah, Montana, love talking to those places because I don't get to talk to them that much. It's like when I hear Oregon in there, it's a lot more exciting for me to talk to Oregon than talking to somebody in Texas, because I talk to Texas all the time, but I don't get to talk to Oregon that much, and even Northern California. I've heard Ranger RCI is good. Oh, really? 69 FFB4. I've never heard of that one. Heard Ranger. I have an RCI. This is a Ranger. This is an RCI 2980 WX, and that's a Ranger RCI 2970 DX. They are good radios, man. I love these Rangers. I'm going to go up. How about a DX land? 612 on the west coast of Canada. We're breaking. I hear somebody calling 612 Western Canada. This is 612 off the west coast of Canada. 612, Skip Junkie, waving. Nice. 506 Omaha, Nebraska. Hey, that's good to hear you in there. We don't often hear Nebraska. 506 Omaha, Nebraska. 612 Skip Junkie waving from the Gulf Islands of Canada. Cool. That's pretty awesome. Take care, my friend. Thanks for the comeback. You're sounding good, buddy. 612 Skip Junkie, west coast of Canada, reading the mail. I know set it for 400 watts. Yeah, so when you put out more power, you're going to get out better too. An antenna makes difference. So this radio puts out about 25 watts. My RCI 2970 puts out 200 watts. I have a 500 watt Texas Star here, 500 watt high drive, 350 watt high drive there, Texas Star, and then I got a 200 watt kicker up there, and then in my truck I got a 200 watter. I'm trying to start a net in Southwest England from, oh, cool. I wish I could talk to England. I haven't talked to England for a long time. I've talked there before, but I've not for a long time. How about a DX land? 612 on the west coast of Canada, breaking. Anybody copy this 612? 612 west coast of Canada. 612 west coast of Canada on the side. Conditions make a world of difference where you're going to talk, and same with your antenna. You have a good antenna that's matched right. Of course, power does help. The more power, the more fire you put in the wire, that's definitely going to boost your signal out. Good audio. Good audio. So we got a good microphone here, the D104. This one here, you can turn it up or down. It's preamp. It's got a battery in it, so it amplifies my voice. And location. Location is very important too. So if you're down in a dip, you're not going to get maybe out as good as a guy up on top of the hill. You know what I mean? How about a DX Land? How about a DX Land 612 on the west coast of Canada? We're breaking. I'm in a pretty good location here. We're about 900 feet from the ocean, and we're up about 160 feet above sea level, so not too shabby. It's a pretty good spot for shooting skip and getting out. I often sit in our driveway, and when I pull into my driveway with my truck, and I can talk lots of skip in our upper driveway. We have 3 driveways, and the upper driveway is up a bit higher, and it's a really good spot. I don't get out good in the lower one, but I definitely get out good in the upper one. How about a DX Land? How about a DX Land 612 on the west coast of Canada breaking? Starting to fade. Skip. Well, let's go to sideband. Let's do some sideband stuff here. So sideband is a different mode. Put my fan on here. And we're going to put that down there. Uh, 583 Western Michigan, 583, 791, 791 West Coast of Canada. You're sounding real good, man. Save those flowers for yourself. You got 791 here off the far Pacific coast of Canada on the southern Gulf Islands. Is that right, eh? Yeah, I've been talking to actually, you're the first Michigan station I think I talked to today. Talked to Wisconsin and a whole bunch of other places, but you're sounding good, buddy. All right, Michigan, you have a good one out there, and we'll listen for you again, buddy. Have a good evening and happy skip shooting. This is Alpha Uniform 791 out here on the southern Gulf Islands, far west coast of Canada on the side. Cheers. Went to Arizona. I talked to a guy who's radio. You can guys go sit sometimes. Getting away. Oh, Dust Devils. Yeah, they get those down there. I don't know. Not necessarily. If you're up on top of a high building, Cal, and you had your antenna on the building. Jason Woods, if I could break over across the pond, I would chat with you. Yes, well, it's going to happen, Jason. It is going to happen. CQDX 791, West Coast of Canada, QSX.
CQ 731, Whiskey Mike Sugar 247, Michigan.
Whiskey Mike Sugar 247, Michigan. 9 Alpha Uniform 791, Southern Gulf Islands, waving.
Roger. You just came right up in there, man.
You save the flowers for yourself too, buddy. I just talked to another station, mister. You guys are sounding good. We're out here on the Southern Gulf Islands, so off the far southwest coast of British Columbia, out in the ocean.
You're sounding great. Yeah, I heard you talking with Sonny there, 583, for sure. Yeah, you guys both sounded really good.
Yeah, you got a nice sound station, good audio, good signal. Current time here is 4 p.m. Pacific time. Current temperature about 60 degrees with cloud cover.
What's the probably about 38, I think, outside right now.
38. So starting to cool down there a little bit, eh? Feeling more like fall, huh?
Oh, yeah, feeling more like fall. 43 right now.
It could be worse. 43 is not too bad. You know, I can actually function pretty good in 43, especially if I got to do some work outside. That's I'd rather work in that than extreme heat.
Oh, I agree. My father used to say you could take 1 plus off, then you can put back on.
Yeah, it's the worst when it gets too hot. And I would imagine you guys might get the humidity out there too, Roger.
Oh, once in a blue moon, not bad here.
Oh, that's good. That's perfect. Yeah, we're you know, it's funny being out here on an island. You'd figure we'd have high humidity. Humidity here in the summer is really low, usually 37 to 41% daily. So it's pretty rare that we ever have a humid day, once in a blue moon, but we're not used to it. But yeah, humidity here is really low for some strange reason.
Cool, that's great. All right, man, I'll let you go. You take it easy. Good to make contact with you.
Yeah, you have a good one too out in Michigan. You got a good sound station, bro. Listen for you again. This is 791 out here in the Southern Gulf Islands off the far Pacific coast of Canada, QSX. We're listening.
QSX, 791, 247, clear.
Hotel. Cheers to you, mate. If you make it, my call sign, Hotel Alpha 01. Cool. I talked to a guy who is a radio Dirt Devils. That's interesting. We get Dust Devils here once in a while. Hawkeye is clear, my friend. Corey Guy, Hawkeye. And I did hear you out there, Hawkeye. Right on, man. Thanks for joining in the live stream. I totally appreciate it, Corey. And we'll see you next time on here and in here. And also check out my other channel, Banana JSSI. My main YouTube channel is Banana JSSI. And Wendy's channel is Golf Island Rock. My wife's channel is Golf, GULF, Island Rock. And she's got some cool stuff on there too. CQDX calling CQ. This is 791 Southern Gulf Islands off the far west coast of Canada, QSX. CQDX, CQ 791 west coast of Canada calling. They tried to grow a coconut. Oh, they're tricky, man. That's a tricky one, Logan, because I can't even grow them in the house. I've had them maybe up to just about 5 years, and then they peter out, but they need warm soil conditions year-round, so soil temperature should be really warm. Do not let the soil get damp and cool. That would be a killer of it. And a constant temperature of like 70 degrees Fahrenheit or so. So keep it warm, and they need lots of sunlight. I'm on 1 a.m. 1 a.m. Wow. I'm in bed at 1 a.m. Oh, you're on channel 1. Okay, channel 1. I'm on channel 41 right now. CQDX, CQ 791, west coast of Canada on the side. I'm on 41 lower side band. Let's go to, flick this tent. CQDX 791, west coast of Canada, QSX. I could add a heat kettle ground light. Yeah, that might work, man. Let me know how it goes. I'd love to see you do it, buddy. Logan. CQDX, CQ 791, west coast of Canada, listening. CQDX, CQ 791, west coast of Canada. CQDX 791 on the west coast of Canada. I would never. Yeah, no, never worked for me. Calling CQDX 791 west coast of Canada on the side. CQDX 791 west coast of Canada. How's this radio making it out? I know the skip is fading. CQDX 791 west coast of Canada, listening. World Radio 1233. World Radio 1233. 791 west coast of Canada. World Radio Station 791 west coast of Canada.
World Radio 1233.
Hey, 1233, 791, West Coast of Canada. 791, West Coast of Canada, waving.
Kansas, World Radio 1233, we're out.
Hey, World Radio 1233, 791, West Coast of Canada. Not hearing me, man. Isn't that unreal? Opposite QDX, CQ, 791, West Coast of Canada, calling. I'm still learning. I have no clues. A lifetime. I should try to DX. Definitely got to shoot some DX. Plant some. Cool. That's cool, Cal. I believe it or not, they can only survive in Florida. That's right. Exactly, Logan. CQDX, 791, West Coast of Canada on the side. Poor conditions if they don't hear me on half a kilowatt. How's the station making it out? 791 West Coast of Canada calling. CQDX, CQ, 791 West Coast of Canada listening. I hear somebody coming back to 791 West Coast of Canada. We're listening for you. Bring it back to 791 West Coast of Canada. We're listening. Somebody came back and he just faded out. I'm learning the lingo. Yeah, there's lots of lingo to learn, but once practice makes perfect. Goodbye, Joe. Thanks a lot, Tom. Appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for coming in there. I always appreciate it in there, Tom. Have a good night, my friend. Tom in Chicago. Tom in Chicago. Abstract Tom. Which you have a cool name too. The average load tires. Yes, it is. CQDX, 791 West Coast of Canada, QSX. How's this radio making it out? 791 West Coast of Canada. We got poor conditions out there on this side. Don't look like this thing's making it out. 791 West Coast of Canada.
Yeah, no, the weather hasn't changed too bad on us right yet. We're from 43 degrees right now, but yeah, it just started to chill right off, so.
111 New York, waving back. It's been colder in Tallahassee than it has been here for a record low, believe it or not. CQDX, 791 West Coast of Canada on the side. CQ, calling CQ, 791 West Coast of Canada. Hey, 5050 Northwest Michigan, 791 West Coast of Canada. That's amazing. Hey, people wouldn't know that, eh? That's crazy, Cal. Their all-time low is -2 Fahrenheit, too. Let's go up a bit. CQDX, 791 West Coast of Canada. CQ, 791 West Coast of Canada listening. I'm at channel 41 right now. Is there anybody out there in skipland? 791 West Coast of Canada. We're on the side. Hey, Ontario station, 791 Gulf Islands, Canada. How about it, Ontario? Ontario, 791 West Coast of Canada. But their average high is, yeah, they have a warmer high, that's for sure, Cal. I hear you, Ontario. Conditions are kind of dropping a bit. Ontario station, 791 waving West Coast of Canada. 613 Windsor, 613 Windsor, 791 Gulf Islands, Canada. Somebody's bleeding over.
Stay on.
176, you're sounding loud on the west coast of Canada. 791 waving.
711.
Yeah, 176, you're blowing smoke. Sounding good on the west coast of Canada. 791, Gulf Islands on the side. All right, 176, 73 is to you, buddy. Have a good evening. 791, Gulf Islands, Canada, QSX. Cheers. Pretty good skip today. I'm waiting for the Hawaiian stuff to come in. So, I got a lot of wood to split. They just cut down 6 trees for us. So I'm going to be really busy splitting wood. So I don't know when the next live stream I'm going to do. Because tomorrow I'll be splitting wood. And then Friday I'm going to be splitting wood. And Saturday I'll be splitting wood. And Sunday I will splitting wood. CQDX, CQ, 791 on the west coast of Canada, QSX. Hey, 637 Wisconsin. You kind of came in there like gangbusters, buddy. Sounding good. 637, 791, Southern Gulf Islands, off the far west coast of Canada, waving.
Hey, 791, just moving a hand before it all goes to hell here. So 637, we'll say 73.
Steven, take care there, buddy. Have a good one in Wisconsin. You got a great sounding station. 791, Southern Gulf Islands, west coast of Canada, QSX. I'm on one channel, 1 a.m. pointed at you. Or you pointed at me? I'm on channel, yeah, there's lots of good skips. Sometimes I get out, sometimes I don't, just the way it is. I've been down below channel 1 talking a lot. Then I was just on 41, and then I decided to come down here. It's so much noisier.
Yeah, here's a good guy I talked to earlier on there. 440 waving ahead if you can hear me in the background there.
And one channel, 1 a.m. Ever talked? Yes, I've talked to New Caledonia. I have, Cal, yes.
392 Illinois, 440 Vancouver, we're waving. All right, 440, we got Kim back. The 392, so. It's off the ground, but I got a little bit of horsepower.
CQDX, 791, west coast of Canada on the side. On one channel. You only have 1 a.m. pointed at you. Well, that's good. You're pointed at me. So you're pointed towards, I guess, the northwest, right? I've talked to Fiji before, and I've talked to New Caledonia. I've talked to England a few times. I've talked to Scotland. I've talked to Ireland, Italy a few times, Germany, Faroe Islands, South America. I've talked to a lot of different countries in Europe. CQDX, 791 on the west coast of Canada, QSX.
You're moving in too, brother. Sounding good. Great sounding station you got there. Taco Winter, 321 hours.
DMV Nation. Good to see you in there. Mama's little baby. Mama's little baby. Hey, Steven, yes. 1 a.m. Mama's little baby. Good to see you in there, Steven. Good to see you in there, bro. Sorry about my camera. It was kind of crackly. I video, but you know what? I got a live stream. The last live stream I did, Steven, is where you were talking about your check-in and stuff like that. So it's going to be clear if you go to my last live stream and you give a little talk on there and you are booming in. So check out the live stream, search through the live stream until you find the video or the section where you're at. I don't know how many minutes into the video, but it's in the live stream. And you got a good sound station, Steven. Did London have an extremely hot day? Yeah, they did. They went up to 40, I think. Hey, Dallas, Texas, you're sounding good on the west coast of Canada. 791, Southern Gulf Islands. 791, Skip Junkie. Way out in the Southern Gulf Islands, we're listening. I said my handle, I'm on sideband. I've been talking on AM most of the day. What? What's that? You can load it. You loaded your last one, didn't you? Didn't you load it? You said you did. Oh. Try loading it. So what's going to happen now, my wife's going to try to load a video, and it might screw up my live stream. So see if I can get one more contact before she screws up my live stream, because the internet sucks here. CQDX CQ 791 West Coast to Canada, 791 West Coast to Canada, QSX. Taco Lizard. 41. We had 41.9 last June of last year. It was crazy. It was nuts. CQDX stateside, CQ 791 off the Pacific Coast to Canada, 791 Pacific Coast to Canada, QSX. I heard somebody coming back to me, but too much noise in there. CQDX CQ 791 West Coast to Canada, listening. So on AM I'm 612 and on sideband I'm 791. So some of you people are wondering why I'm 612 and 791, but I've always been 612 on AM. It's just easier to determine where I've talked when I write it in my logbook too. What mode I'm on. CQ 791 West Coast to Canada on the side. We're calling CQ 791 West Coast to Canada. If they don't hear me with 500 watts, they ain't going to hear me. And that's not even a lot of power these days. Put that back there. So 440 in there. He's actually my neighbor on the Big Island. London warmest part. London with low of 28. Same. Yeah, my low was around 28 degrees Celsius on the hottest day we had in June 2020. The low was around 28. QSK. QSK.
Oh, yeah, that 148's working for you, man. I tell you what, it's one of the best radios he ever made back in the day there, Roger.
QSK. Let's go back to AM. I'm going to turn off this. I'm going to go back to AM. I'm going to turn off my Texas Star. I'm going to let her cool down a little bit. And then I'm going to go over here to my RCI 2970 and see where we can talk. Breaker channel. Breaker channel 612 skip chunky. 612 skip chunky breaking. Breaker. You're sounding good, man. You're sounding good. Skip chunky waving.
All right, man. Yeah, I just got back in here.
And you're still coming in. I switched back to my RCI 2970. I was on the 2080 up on sideband shooting some skip. I figured come back down here to AM. There's still a lot of skip coming in. No, this channel's good, man. I'm going to turn down my power. Does that make a difference? That's down to 10 watts. Okay, that's 10 watts. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, you're booming in still.
Good deal. are you? Wow, what good condition to make that happen.
It'd be kind of cool if it was like this all the time, where you could actually just get on, and I could get on here at nighttime and say, "Hey, Cherokee," at 9:00 at night, and then there you are.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. They used to do that with some friends of mine years ago. Hey, it's been quite a while now.
It's pretty wild, yeah. Especially the distance stuff. Have you ever had it where there's you're cruising through the channels, and there's no real skip coming in, and then you go to a channel and you hear somebody talking, and you break in there and you find out they are skip.
Right. Yeah, that's right. There's somebody else in there. Go ahead.
I hear them. I hear them in there.
Yeah, who was that out there? You get the Cherokee out here.
The best northern Europe says likely to be between. Cool. Yeah, I don't know what our weather's going to be like. I haven't really been following it lately.
In northern Oklahoma, be the Cherokee.
Hopefully it's not too cold for us. I can tell you one thing, it's never been cold enough to kill my windmill palm tree. So.
Yeah, I know you well, man. Yeah, we go down to 15, go north of that 15, Interstate 15, there's that place called Tom's Farms. Yeah.
He's still coming in good, man.
Yeah, down on the 15, heading north. Here we go to that place called Tom's Farms. Roger that. Yeah, that used to be a pretty good old place.
I wonder what his QTH is, the other guy.
Anyways, out there in San Diego, man, he's telling me out here in northern Oklahoma. I was talking to the 6th man out there in Canada. Oh, roger that. Yeah, well, I don't have too many of those around here where I'm at. You got to order everything on the computer. And there's a fellow, he's nearly as big as I am. He's 183. They got quite a few CB in the shop still.
126,915 right now.
Oh, yeah. All of a sudden, it starts off the back one on one quarter, it started going down and over. Okay. I'll tell you what, I have to check that one out. Thank you. All right, I'll do that. Oh yeah, they'll stand right in. You got that right. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay.
Whereabouts is he?
He's in Texas.
Wow. Can't hear him. Cherokee's in Oklahoma.
Pleasure. You have a good one out there in San Diego. I'm gonna stop in rounds. Okay, then. Be the Cherokee out here in Oklahoma. Okay.
I love San Diego. Good climate right there, San Diego.
Central California. Where's that apart? 15 miles south, Fresno. Okay. Yep. Propel 10-7, okay again, I see it. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. The Jones got down on that path. How about that Quincy? The number 11 Hawaiian Islands. Quincy, number 11 Hawaiian Islands. Aloha.
Number 11, Hawaiian Islands. Number 11, Hawaiian Islands. 612, Gulf Islands, Canada. Skip Junkie waving.
Oh, man, Coach Jack, what's that?
Hawaiian Islands. How about it, Hawaiian Islands? How about it, Hawaiian Islands? Central Pacific, 612 in the North Pacific. 612, Skip Junkie waving.
Oh, it's Quincy Jones, Louisville, Kentucky. Audio, nothing but audio. The Jones is not.
Can anybody tell me if I got the condition out of Chicago?
Stephen, I'm talking all over Canada at the present moment. And this little baby in Arkansas. Right on, man. Right on, Stephen. Yeah, you got a loud sound station. You are blowing smoke every time you key up, man. How about it, Hawaiian Islands? How about it, Hawaiian Islands, 612, West Coast of Canada. Break. I'm on channel 11 right now. It's Hawaii coming in.
Oh, 5936, man. I got you.
How about in Hawaiian Islands? 612, west coast of Canada breaking. It's noisy on 11, man.
I got you on master two. I got you with you. 5930.
Hawaiians. I'm going to go to channel 1 right now. How about it, Mama's little baby? How about in Arkansas? 555, 612, west coast of Canada break. Oh yeah, you're coming in. Like I said, you're blowing smoke. You got them all down, and you're on the video gate, man. So they're hearing you out there. I'm seeing these bars light up all the way.
But you're blowing smoke, and we're honored to get to talk to you again in the fine group you got following you. And we appreciate the plug on letting everybody know about the Arkansas Citizens Band open nationwide. And
booming in.
I tell you, you couldn't ask for a better sounding radio. You're doing top shelf out here on Mama's little baby hilltop on Three Rivers Mountain, right?
Oh yeah, blowing smoke from the Razorback, man. Like I said, I'm worried about my bars on this RCI going right through the top of the radio. You keep slamming them right up to the top there. So yeah, and yeah, it was good. A lot of people were listening there. You did get a plug in there, and good to see you on the live stream. And sorry, my video was a little crackly when I shot it with my camera. I think that camera's having going on the fritz, the audio, but eventually I'll get a new camera. But anyway, you're definitely on the live stream right now, and you're sounding good, bro, as usual.
I tell you what, you keep up the good work, buddy. Promoting CB radio ain't just a hobby, it's a way of life. It's a way to conversate, make new good friends, and there is a lot of good people out there. And I'm just tickled to death you do what you do. And I'm
good guy.
I'm here till my last dying breath on the radio. So 73 Steve, I don't want to tie you up for very long. Again,
good guy. Arkansas.
And hello to the group out there. We are on channel 1 AM 26965. This is Mama's little baby located up on Three Rivers Mountain in Arkansas. And we'll say 73 Steve, buddy, and thank you again.
Oh, you got that in good, man. 100% loud and clear that whole time you had the microphone keyed, man. You sound like you're sitting right next to me, bro. All right there, Steven. Thanks a lot there, Mama's little baby 555 in the Razorback, Arkansas. Always sounding good. Always a pleasure to talk to you. I know we've been into radio a long time. I've been on it since 1977, shooting the skip. And I'm sure you've been into it a long time too. And I never thought about that. It is kind of a way of life. And you do meet a lot of good people out there. And I just met another one. That's you. And I know we've had a few QSOs on here over the last several months. And always a pleasure. So I'll make sure to pop down here on 965 to hook up with you and chat. Have a good one, my friend. 73 to you and your family. 612 Skip Junkie reading the mail.
All right, 612. Well, one other thing. I'm running about a 30-year-old Mako 4-element beam at 58 feet off the ground. I will be going to 90 feet, so that will improve conditions for us as well when we have propagation.
Whoa, Mako.
Maybe I just rushed it tall. This is the man. And by the way, it goes on early check-in at 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Arkansas Central Time. Early check-in, 7 p.m. The net starts. God bless, brother. We love you. Thank you for the plugs. Mama's little baby back right.
Right back at you, bro, man. That beam is working. Take care, buddy. 612, reading the mail. Awesome. Okay, that's Mama's little baby in Arkansas, Steven. And he is blowing smoke in here, man. Blowing smoke. I worry about him breaking my meter on this RC. I'm worried about him breaking my radio here. He's coming in so loud. So I'm running my RCI 2970 DX, and I don't know how many watts we're putting out here. That's about 45 watts right there. I don't have it turned up all the way. But yeah, that Mako is a good beam, man. Used to talk to a lot of people with those back in the day. So let's cruise through the band here. See what let's go to the Hawaiian Islands. See if we can get anybody in Hawaii. How about in Hawaiian Islands? How about in Hawaiian Islands? 612 Skip Chunky. 612 Skip Chunky, Pacific Coast of Canada. Reading the mail.
Wow, what a train wreck. I ain't getting across. Cherokee out here, Oklahoma. I'm good.
Hey, Cherokee, we hear you. Hey, Cherokee, 612, waving. 612 West Coast of Canada. 612 West Coast of Canada, breaking. You can't even hear me. There's so much noise out there, Cherokee. Listen to the skip.
You got some good news. Everything's all reinstated. You're 10 days, I guess.
Brager channel. Brager.
Oh, it's a good start. Okay. I hope it all goes well.
Brager channel, 612, breaking. 612 West Coast of Canada, waving at you.
No, well, still goes. It's all through. Yeah, accountability is dropping. The DX window is dropping. I heard you in there, so yeah, that time you figured it out, for real. Well, let's see, Tom. Let's go your way.
Breaker DX land, 612 West Coast of Canada. How's this 612 making it out? 612 West Coast of Canada, listening.
Early morning, the armory. Oh, okay.
Breaker DX land, 612 Skip Chunky, West Coast of Canada, waving.
Oregon, Liberty, Big Dog, we're waving that way.
Hey, Liberty, you're sounding good. Hey, Big Dog, Liberty, Missouri, Big Dog, Missouri, 612 West Coast of Canada.
No, you no. Hey, I appreciate my friend. So do you, man. We got it hooked up, no doubt about it. Well, you have a great week. Appreciate it. Make sure you let me know where you're located at, my friend. Liberty.
Hey, Big Dog, Liberty, Missouri. Hey, Big Dog, 612 West Coast of Canada, afternoon wave.
No, that was it either.
I usually talk to Big Dog. How about it, Big Dog, Liberty, Missouri? Big Dog, 612, Skip Chunky, waving. Big Dog, how about it, Big Dog, Liberty, Missouri, 612, West Coast of Canada, break. Liberty, Missouri, hey, Big Dog, how about it, Big Dog? We're calling for you, 612, West Coast of Canada.
612, West Coast, 612 on the West Coast, man. We waving that way. We heard you in there and a lot of skip, man. Mother Nature, energy girl up all the way.
Got covered up. All right there, Big Dog. We got that, bro. We got that, Big Dog, Liberty, Missouri. A lot of noise in here. It is a train wreck right now. Have a good one down there in the Show Me State. Always good to hear you. 612, Skip Chunky, reading the mail. Noisy. Channel 28 is noisy.
Yeah, I loved it. I just set it up.
Oh, 25, totally crystal clear. Listen to this guy. Breaker. Hey, Breaker channel 612, waving from the West Coast of Canada. What's that? Breaker channel 612, waving. We're waving at you, Indiana. We hear you in there. Indiana 612, waving back. You as well, my friend. We got a bit of noise in there, but you're definitely breaking through. Indiana, Southern Indiana, 612, afternoon wave. It is so noisy on Channel 8 right now. How about at Hawaiian Islands? How about at Hawaiian Islands? 612 west coast to Canada. 612 west coast to Canada. Breaking.
You got a 90, 99. You got a 193 shall shoot over the blue pond there. 99, you got a 193.
Hawaiian Islands. Have you tried? No, I've never tried that one before. -10. Yeah, it's never been -10 here when I've lived here. Probably work. How about at Hawaiian Islands? How about at Hawaiian Islands? 612 west coast to Canada. Waving. Breaker Hawaiian Islands. Break Hawaiian Islands. 612 west coast to Canada. You know what I need to do? I'm going to take this one off, this radio, and I'm going to put this radio on. I'm going to put the old TRC 48 on. We're going to shoot some skip with a TRC 48 and see if we can get to Hawaii. I've talked to Hawaii lots on this one. Only because it actually puts out more power on AM because we got a boot on it. And when you got a boot, we can crank some fire into the wire, right? So let's do that and do this and turn this baby on.
Take care of 429 out there on the west side. You bring out 193. You say, watch your eyes. You're home, man. 429, bring out the 193. What do you got here? We say, oh.
How about at 429 Big Island, Hawaii? How about at 429 Big Island, Hawaii, 612 west coast to Canada? Break. How about at 429 Big Island? 429 Big Island, Hawaii, 612 west coast to Canada. Oh, damn, I heard somebody in there come back to me. It's just too noisy. How about at Hawaiian Islands? How about at Hawaiian Islands? 612 west coast to Canada. We're listening. Just noisy, man. You got to have an ear to pick this stuff out. How about at Hawaiian Islands? How about at Hawaiian Islands? 612 Skip Junkie. 612 west coast to Canada. Break. Noisy. That's the way skip works sometimes. How about at Mad Max, Hawaiian Islands? How about at Mad Max, Hawaiian Islands, 612 west coast to Canada? Breaking. Come on, Hawaiian Islands, bring it back to 612 west coast to Canada. 612 west coast to Canada. Waving. Central Pacific Station, 612 on the west coast to Canada. Break. Triple five still coming. 612 Skip Junkie on the side.
All right,
Hey, 555, I'm checking in with my old TRC 48. Hopefully I'm making the trip. Skip Junkie checking in, man. We're on the side, 612, the old realistic TRC 48. Yeah, 555, how are we making it with this old realistic TRC 48? I want to check in with this radio. Am I making the trip?
Yes, sir. I heard you at 48. Where are you at 48?
Where you can heat the water. Procedure. Cool. Heat the water precise as the bag is even also likes consistent warmth. Okay. It's noisy. It's so noisy, man. It's a freaking train wreck here. Listen to that noise. How about at Hawaiian Islands? 612 West Coast to Canada. 612 West Coast to Canada breaking. I'm going to go to sideband. This thing seems to squeal on sideband, my desk mic, so let's put a stock mic in here. QSK. 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 791 on the side. See if they can hear me on this old school radio. (791) QSX. QSK. So these guys, they key up too much and they're not going to hear me. QSK. No, forget that. QSK. There are 35 water slide is going to be a constant 30. Wow, with palms, cool. Sounds like West Edmonton Mall. Coconut Royals. Yeah, West Edmonton Mall's like that. It's full of palm trees, believe it or not. CQ 791 West Coast to Canada. 791 West Coast to Canada on the side. That's cool. Coconuts and Royals is pretty cool indoor. CQDX 791 West Coast to Canada. Try. How's this radio making it out? 791 West Coast to Canada waving. I hear somebody calling 791. I hear somebody coming back to 791. 791 West Coast to Canada waving back. 157 Illinois, sounding good. Rockford, Illinois, making a trip here to the Gulf Islands off the far west coast of Canada. Take care there, 157, 791 West Coast of Canada, saying 73s. QSK 791 on the side. It's 28 acres of palms and pools. Holy crap, that's huge. Imagine there are going to be lots of palms. Wow, cool. Oh, it'll be nice. It'll be like tropics, Cal. It'll be like the tropics in there. You did hear me. 44 North Alabama. We're waving at you from the Gulf Islands, far west coast of Canada, 791. Yeah, 123. What's your QTH? 791, Southern Gulf Islands, waving. All right there, Central Michigan. Hey, you're sounding good, buddy. 73s to you out that way. 791 out here on the Southern Gulf Islands off the far Pacific coast of Canada, waving. Cheers to you, man. 130 or 123. Have a good one, my friend. Happy evening. 791 on the side. Okay, you know what? Do I need to talk anymore, Skip? No, I think I've talked enough, Skip. I got to go out and check the arborist. So people out there in Skip land and all my friends out here in YouTube land, thanks for joining in the live stream videogate. Let me turn that off. I think it's time to shut her down. A little bit later, Australian Skip's going to come in. But Wendy talked about going out for a hamburger tonight to one of the new restaurants in town. And they got a really small menu. There's like 4 items on the menu, but everything on the menu is super easy. So it's easy to choose from, right? You're not looking at 50 different things. And we went there for a burger a couple of weeks ago, and it was actually really awesome. Anyway, guys, I'm going to say 73s to you radio operators out there and all my friends in YouTube land and Skip land. And until we do it again on the next live stream, I might have to do a few of these once I get my job, because they did hire me, which is a good thing. And I will be working a few days a week at a business in town, which I'm very excited to do. So anyway, guys, until we do it again, have a good evening wherever you are. It is 4:49 p.m. Pacific time here on the Southern Gulf Islands. I think that was a pretty long live stream. And we had some good people in there. As usual, it was nice to hear 555. He made it on 555. Mama's little baby from Arkansas made it in there, and he's doing a check-in on Channel 1. So check out Steven's check-in. Arkansas check-in, Channel 1, 26965. All right. He's a very powerful sound and station. All right, guys, have a good night, and I'll talk to you next time. Cheers to you.